the auspices of the bim-massob family in its able leadership, Dr. Chief Raf Owazirike. We are here 4 times weekly, and the purpose everybody understands is to inform our people, to enlighten them, to tell them the truth and nothing but the truth. Over the years, more especially in the past 4 to 5 years, our people have been fed with series of lies about Biafra, about Nigeria. Because of this, a lot of people felt disgusted and they needed alternative voice to tell them the truth. In this regard, Voice of Biafra International was set up by Chief Dr. Raf Owazirike, and the mission is never you disparage any individual, never you insult any individual, never we ridicule anybody, any tribe, any group of persons. Rather, use this particular Voice of Biafra International to build bridges, learn from people, and know how to correct the mistakes inherent in our society. Today in Nigeria, there are numerous problems bedeviling it, certainly, and it's incontrovertible. A lot of agitations from different groups, different regions, different tribes. These agitations are there for simple reason that Nigeria has failed to protect its inhabitants. Instead, it continues to devour them. People are disenfranchised, disconnected, disillusioned. They are looking for a home where they will find peace. Some are calling for outright dissolution of the federation. Many are saying, no, let us go the way of restructuring, whichever way that fits our people better. In this, we want to find out who are in support of outright dissolution of the country and why, and those who want restructuring and why. We are in this mission to reach out to the best eggheads we have in our society, from Igbo land, from Yoruba land, equally from Hausa land. When we gather their views, we, the youth, make use of them properly. We wouldn't like to assume, we wouldn't like to think that we know the best. We like consulting the people who know better. In the past, we have had the opportunity of interviewing a lot of people, and we are recording, taking note of every of their suggestions. Today, we have the honor of having a prominent Nigerian citizen of Yoruba extraction, a man who is a household name. Whenever he is mentioned, everybody sits up. He is a fearless man, somebody who believes in equity, who believes that you have a right in whatever environment you exist. He is always there fighting for the common people. His voice is always heard. Those who are conversant with the Nigerian society, Nigerian politics, are there to offer testimony that Dr. Frederick Fashion is a man who never shies away from responsibility. We are conversant and still remember what happened during the Oputa panel some years ago, when he stood there fearlessly and made a case against those who tried to traduce him. We remember, in his mission to make sure that we have a good life in the society called Nigeria, he was arrested and imprisoned some time ago in a cemetery. That was callous. That was the height of satanic thing any human being could do, to arrest their fellow human being and get the person, imprisoned, isolated in a cemetery for days, for weeks, for months. Much as we are not trying to evoke fresh compassion for past agony, we hereby sympathize with Honorable Dr. Frederick Fashion in that particular travail. Now, we are moving into the discourse of the day proper. With me right now from Lagos is Jude Chijoke. Equally in Biafra land right now, sir, pardon me when I mention Biafra land because this is Voice of Biafra International. We have Louis, equally there. We have Echezena Udeze, who is joining us from Japan. We have Uche Diji, who is joining us from Accra, Ghana, and very many others. The people I have mentioned are members of the crew. While millions of our people scattered all over the world are already hooked on to this particular program. Fellow Biafrans, fellow compatriots, fellow Nigerians, with us right now on the program is Dr. Frederick Fashio, the henchman and the founder of the Odua People's Congress. Doctor, sir, you are welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
Now, let me start with the first salvo of the questions we have today. Sir, for quite some time now, the Odua People's Congress, which you founded and which stood for Yoruba autonomy fearlessly, has not been in the limelight. Sir, at what point did things go wrong? That is, our people are trying to know, have you abandoned that particular struggle, even though we know at your age you are supposed to have bequeathed this wonderful legacy to the younger generation? We are certainly aware of that. So we are asking, at this point in time, have you handed over the mantle of this leadership to somebody else, or are you still in charge? And if so, why is it that everything about Odua People's Congress has not been heard for some time now, sir?
Well, thank you very much. We all do our People's Congress, OPC, is still very much on course. We might have molded our methods because we believe that a dog that barks all the time is a mad dog. We have not changed from our thinking. We have not changed our policy. We believe Nigerians and Nigeria should have the opportunity to enjoy good governance and good government. We believe that leadership in the country should be a decent leadership, it should be a democratic leadership, a leadership that believes every Nigerian has rights to enjoy. And we still stick to that. And without justice, fair play, we won't have peace. And without peace, you cannot have a good country. And we want a good country. We love our country. That's why we have not disorganized the country. We love Nigeria. But unfortunately, those who govern us don't think that we love Nigeria. Those who struggle for justice, fair play, and democracy love Nigeria. We may sound critical of the country. Critics are the best friends of democracy. Critics are the best friends of any government, especially democratic governments. And we maintain this structure, regardless of what we have been through, regardless of what those in power think about us, but we love our country and we want to let Nigerians know that there is no country, there is no other country we can call our own except Nigeria. Now, if you travel out of this country, you want to emigrate to somewhere, when you get to that other country, you are a bloody nigger. Whereas in Nigeria, you are a Nigerian. Welcome. respected. So that's why we founded the OPC, for justice, for fair play, for recognition of our rights. And we started the OPC, and the OPC became a huge organization because people loved the cause of the OPC: justice, fair play, good government, democracy. Well, we have not deviated from all those. Like I said, we're not going to be backing all the time so that people don't think we're mad. But there is still injustice all over the land, and that's why peace has been elusive. At the moment, leadership recognizes the rights of the people, that the people need to be governed with justice, injustice, fair play. We will have peace. Without peace in any country, you cannot have good government. Without peace, you cannot have democracy. Without peace, you cannot have decent governance. And like I said earlier, we love our country. That's why Nigeria still remains warm, despite the criticism we have offered in the past. But like I said also, no Nigerian wants Nigeria destroyed.
Okay, sir.
If we destroy Nigeria, what's the country we will call our country?
Yeah. Now, sir.
So, my dear friend.
Okay, sir.
Let us believe that although we criticize what is bad in the governance and the government of this country, we're not sworn to destroy the country. We're not sworn to divide the country. But we're sworn to make sure that there is justice, fair play, decency, democracy,
yes, sir.
good governance.
Exactly.
That's what we are for.
Exactly, sir. Now, everybody in Nigeria from the east, north, or west believes in one Nigeria based on equity. But presently, sir, every appointment in Nigeria today, from the security to any other thing you can think of, more especially the recent appointment into the NNPC board and management, everything tended towards the north, let me say lopsided. No single person from the southeast was appointed. One person from the south, I think either 2 or 3 persons from the southwest. From this indication, are you satisfied with the way things are working, functioning in Nigeria?
We're still criticizing the government in power because there is no justice. So, like I said, without justice, you cannot have peace. And the moment you institutionalize peace in our land, there will be good, the citizens will be very, very happy with those who have the power to govern. But governing the way it is being done now is unfair. It's unfair. It's indecent. It's unjust. And that's why people still criticize the government. And it's a government that's governing with impunity. And when you govern with impunity, you're not fair to the people. And that's why you have many people criticizing the government and calling the attention of the government to fairness, justice and fair play. And this is why people who are struggling for justice are mushrooming all over the place every day. Not that we don't love our country, but we're calling attention of those who are in power that their practice is not acceptable. They are not working for peace. They are not working for justice. They are not working for fair play. They are not working for good governance. And these people will go on mushrooming until justice is institutionalized. What government should do is try and govern the people not with impunity, as it has been done at the moment, but with fairness. Nigerians are very decent people. We call for democratic dialogue.
Okay, sir.
We had one a few years back, and we thought that the powers that be would consider the deliberations of that conference and institutionalize peace and fair play. But we are still waiting for the government white paper of that conference. And somebody has just put the fire of the shelf to gather dust. We don't know what the people have said. We had rumors that people wanted fair play, justice, decency, good government, federalism, true federalism. But all this have been gathering dust on the shelf. And unless, if about 3-4 years later, the people are still crying for the report or the white paper on that conference, it means people are still agitating for.
Okay, sir. Now, sir, take this question again. Sometime in the last 3 weeks, where we interviewed the former governor of Anambra State, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezife, and subsequently 2 weeks ago, a former governor of Kaduna State, Alhaji Barebe Musa. Both of them were of the opinion that if the federal government fails to restructure the country to accommodate every region, let us say, go back to 1963 Constitution and practice regionalism, that if federal government continues to practice this unitary system of government, which tends to marginalize a lot of people, Biafra or Oduduwa becomes inevitable. Sir, do you agree with them?
Well, we wanted true federalism. True federalism, in other words, restructuring. What we're going through now is unfair. Like I said, people are governing with impunity, and that's why you have all sorts of criminals in government. Now, what is wrong in people saying, let us have true federalism, which, in other words, is restructuring of the present crisis? Let us restructure. Let everybody control what belongs to him, what can be found in his backyard. Let everybody control what could be found in his backyard, exploit it, pay certain some tax to the federal government, and keep the rest. What belongs to the people belongs to the people. all right? And we're still agitating. People are still agitating. We call them people who don't listen to government. Of course, the government has not been listening to the people. And when people talk to government, criticize government, not that they want government to fall, not that they want to undermine the government, but it's like speaking to the dead. The government is dead, not listening to people who are criticizing. Are they criticizing for the sake of criticism? Is the economy now right? Is education now free? Are the infrastructures enjoyable? Is electricity available? Is water available? People are saying, give us the power to run our own government the way we want it, and there will be peace. So what is wrong in that? And I personally think unless government goes back to the drawing board to consider what the people are asking for, the people know where the shoes pinch. So government can listen to the Nigerian people so that they can correct themselves and lead the Nigerian people aright.
Now, sir, people believe, and they say it open, that the only language Nigerian government understands is a language of hostility or confrontation. Series of conferences have been held or had. Government failed to implement any of them. Now people are saying the best thing proper is to subject Nigerian government to pressure using agitations. One, Biafra, Niger Delta, militants, and equally Odua People's Congress. That if the three groups in the south could form a coalition and pressurize the federal government into effecting changes in the constitution or governance, the Nigerian government will be compelled to listen to the yearnings of their people. So, why the Biafran people are indeed in this agitation, similarly Niger Delta, people are asking, why can't the Odua People's Congress join them in this struggle for self-determination to compel the Nigerian government to immediately effect changes in the system?
We're not as separate as it looks. Even the Odua People's Congress at one stage tried to bring us together. That's why we formed the organization called CEN, C-E-N-N, Coalition of Ethnic Nationalities of Nigeria. We founded that, and we were meeting regularly and taking decisions that will build up peace in Nigeria. But you know the way governments work in this part of the world. If they cannot control you, they undermine you. And that's what CEN has gone through. But currently, we're working together to make sure that CEN is resuscitated so that its primary objectives will be the focus.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Now, let us go to Biafra agitation proper. You are aware, sir, that over the years, different groups in Igbo area have been agitating for Biafra. One, we have the Biafra independent movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra under Chief Ralph Owazirike. On the other side of the divide, we have IPOB under Nnamdi Kanu. So, between the two groups, how do you appraise their activities in line with due process in self-determination?
self-determination can be agitated for without violence. When when you are preaching with violence, for God's sake, it's the people you want to govern that suffer. When two elephants fight, the grass, they say, suffers. We do not want, we have had enough bloodshed. We want our people to live, enjoy life, even enjoy the government that comes to be. I think we have had enough violence now. If our forefathers, our political forefathers, adopted violence and killed us off, you wouldn't have people who are now agitating for peace. You wouldn't have people who are agitating for free education, for good health, for good infrastructures. So maybe we should get together and ask government to allow us to restructure. All right? If government wants to be a peacemaker, there's nothing wrong in saying, okay, you Nigerians go back to the table, go and restructure. What is bad in restructuring? Government is just afraid of its own shadows. There's nothing bad in Nigerians saying, look, we are tired of all this instability. We want to restructure our country. We want to make sure that Nigeria is rebuilt and rebuilt on solid foundation. All right? And if after that, you still have people who are agitating for separation, like it was in Abyssinia. After restructuring, after writing a decent constitution for Abyssinia, those who were agitating for division became peace lovers, agitating for togetherness. As a matter of fact, one of the lawyers of this country was in that country writing a constitution for that country. The late barrister Omagorua, may God bless him. Right? So, if Nigerians have contributed in writing decent constitution for other countries that were in chaos, why wouldn't the government of Nigeria allow Nigerians to formulate a decent constitution for themselves? All right? Nobody is all wise. Nobody is all wise. And when you see the position of Nigerians all over the world, you will realize that we need to get these people together in another conference to discuss restructuring.
Okay, sir.
We're just deceiving ourselves that we are a federal system. We're not a federal system.
Exactly, sir.
We love federalism, but we have never been given the opportunity to walk out through federalism.
Exactly, sir. Now, a month ago, when Major Hamza Mustafa was addressing us, he was unambiguous, stating that Abacha produced a better constitution that would have accommodated the yearnings of our people. But unfortunately, the Abdul Salami Abubakar regime doctored it and imposed on Nigerians a unitary constitution. When we interviewed former governors Ezife and Barare Musa, they agreed with him. Even when we interviewed the president of Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, Alhaji Shetima Yerima, he equally said the same thing. Now, each and every one of these people want a situation where those who share similar views come together and start a process. Sir, since you really agree with them that we need to talk, a conference of ethnic nationalities. Now, since many of you agree on this particular project, what stops you people from coming together, initiating a move, and then expanding the horizon?
Like I said earlier, government is and instead of listening to the people of this country, the government is trying to there's no way you can approach the government. So let us undo the damage you people have done, and we go on doing the damage, not realizing that Nigeria ends up in chaos. Now, why are there agitators? Why do you have agitators in Nigeria every day? Mushrooming and shaking their fists in the air that it has to be violence, it has to be this, it has to be that. Now let government listen. Listen not to SEN, listen to iPod, listen to Wazirike, listen to we are Nigerian citizens. Nobody claims bigger portion of Nigeria than any of us. Nigeria belongs to all of us, so we have equal share. Let not government think we have the lion's share and we have to force down what we don't agree with. No, Nigeria belongs to all of us. We're all interested to see Nigeria grow, to see Nigeria develop, to see Nigeria live well, and we hope that the government will not continue to accommodate what is going on, the violence that is going on. And government is encouraging violence. We are calling for restructuring, for peace, for true federalism. Government is saying, no, you cannot have this. You cannot have true federalism. You cannot have democracy. Why? Why is that? Government has become very unbearable for peace. So the government that have put their security apparatus around the hall while we discuss restructuring. Huh? So we
okay, sir.
Enjoy you, and so on and so forth. We have to learn our to become peace.
Okay, sir. Now, sir. Now, one or two.
And one reason here in my office, and we chatted. We discussed about the country. All right. If you think what you cannot belong Nigeria, you are deceiving yourself.
Yes.
So don't let us adopt agitation all the time. Let us encourage violence all the time. Encourage us to meet, to find out the venue for the meeting. And what is necessary for the meeting, you provide. And let the Nigerian people meet to restructure their country, to build peace, and prosperity.
Exactly, sir. Now, sir, two more questions before we give room to our numerous listeners to ask their questions. But the first question is one of the questions is this. Right now in Igbo land, extension Biafra land, some people are calling for an election boycott. Say the Anambra November 18th election, a group of people, calling for election boycott, while others are saying no, we have to conduct this election, what is called due process. As an experienced person, sir, what advice do you have for our Igbo Biafran people regarding this election boycott? What do you think are the consequences of boycotting election this present time? This advice from you, sir, should be for our Igbo people, our Biafrans.
A good, honest election is an attribute of true democracy, true federalism, restructuring, and so on and so forth. So if the election in Anambra State can be held in peace and guaranteed true result of that election, I think our people should hold that election. But you know, the nature of elections in Nigeria, even those in power don't even allow people to hold a free and fair election. Is there any election in Nigeria that has not been rigged? And who rigs elections? It's those who are in power that rig elections. That's why people are afraid to hold these elections. If government can guarantee that the election will be free and fair, I think Nigerians are advised to let peace reign and hold the elections.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for that question. Now, many of our listeners are writing in, they want to see the face of our guest speaker. I have to inform you, sir, that as we are conducting this program, your pictures are on display on Facebook, Satellite Link, and YouTube right now. Your pictures are on display, and our listeners are now knowing who is addressing them. So that is an information, sir. Now, the last question is this, sir, and in brief, this question concerns Nigeria and Nigerians. Yeah. Between outright dissolution of the country and total devolution of power, which one is the best, is the better option for Nigeria, sir, at the present time?
I think justice and fair play. All right. Now, why are people agitating? Why are people agitating? It's because they're not getting their rights. Let the people have their rights. If they want election at the local government level, so be it. All right, that is what they want. Nobody can force down their throat the desires of other people. All right, now you see, 170 million people cannot be simultaneously mad. So government should allow them to exercise peace, to exercise their rights, to take their decision on their rights. Right? Government is for the people. Democratic government is for the people. It's not the other way around. It's not the other way around. I would want to enjoy a good democratic government. And that's why Nigerians have been saying, look, we don't want a military government. We don't want military government. If anybody wants to come out of the military to seize power, let him first go to democratic school and learn democracy before meddling with our
okay,
democracy.
Sir. Okay, sir. Now,
right?
yes, sir.
Now, the military men are not trained to come and run democratic government. They are trained to stay in barrack and provide security for a democratic government. And that's what we want. That's what we're saying. That's what we're agitating for. And please, I hope the military people will listen to what we're discussing. We don't hate them, we love them, they're our people, but we don't want that in government.
Exactly, sir. If they listen, even the Directorate of State Security Services, they always record our daily program, monitoring what we are discussing. And indeed, we are not preaching war. We are not preaching any hostility. We are building bridges, trying to extend the olive branch. This is what we are doing. Now, sir, thank you very, very much. You have answered some of the questions we mapped out for you today. Let me right now introduce my correspondents in different parts of the world who are now here with me to help ask some questions. Let me first of all move on to Japan, where Echezana Udeze is. Echezana Udeze in Japan, please extend greetings to our guest speaker, Dr. Frederick Fashion. Echezana Udeze, please. Hello, Echezana Udeze. Uche Diji in Accra, Ghana. Please, greetings to our guest speaker, Uche Diji.
Brother, I greet you in the name of the Lord.
Hello,
and I want to greet our able guest speaker today, Mr. Alfred.
That is.
I am very grateful to have you here.
This is Dr. Frederick Fashion. Dr. Frederick Fashion. Dr. Frederick Fashion.
Okay, Dr. Fred. Okay, Fred Fashion. I am very glad to hear from you. You have tried the little. Thank you. This is Mr. Uche Doji speaking from Ghana.
Okay, thank you very much, Uche. Now, I don't know if Echezana Udeze right now.
I'm there.
Okay, Echezana, please, sir. Echezana is speaking from Japan right now. Echezana, please extend it to our guest speaker, Dr. Fred Fashion.
Sir Fred Fashion, thank you so much. Good evening in Nigerian time and good morning from Japan here. I want to say thank you for coming to our program today. I really appreciate your advice. I heard a lot of things and I learned a lot of things from you. And with people like you, I hope we can have change and better life in the country. Because the shedding of blood is too much. I say thank you once again. God bless you and remain blessed with your family in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much, Echezana Udeze from Japan and Uche Diji from Accra, Ghana. Now over to Ume Maslenus in Lagos, Nigeria. Ume Maslenus.
Hello, sir. Good evening, Dr. Frederick Fashion. I must say congratulations to the award that was given to you last Saturday. And I also see our program today. We have heard from you and we are glad to have heard from you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ume Maslenus. Now let me move down to Benue State in Makurdi, where Uchenna Okeke is. Uchenna Okeke, over to you. Uchenna Okeke in Makurdi, Benue State. Is it I'm losing? Okay. From London.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is Uchenna Okeke from Makurdi. Hello.
Yeah,
hello.
Go on, please.
This is Uchenna Okeke from Makurdi. Hello.
Yeah, go on. We are on with you, please.
Hello, China.
Yes, we are on with you.
Okay, this is Chenna Okeke from Makodi.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Listening to you.
Yes. And right now from London is joining us.
Okay.
Okay.
It is my pleasure. Hello. Hi.
Go on, please. We are listening to you. Uchenna Okeke.
Hello, China.
Uchenna, go on, please. You know, that is what we always complain, the Nigerian communication problems. That's a problem. So anyway, we shall hook on to him once today. So fellow Biafrans, I have to remind all of you, plenty in millions right now, that our guest speaker is Dr. Frederick Fashel. Is a man who is a household name, and his contributions in the statecraft is well commendable, and we owe him compulsory gratitude. Now, we have to take few questions, very few questions, and if you are asking any question, please make it very, very brief. Make it very, very brief because our guest speaker has other numerous engagements this evening. We have to hurry and then give him the time to attend to other things. Please. So, we now open the floodgate of questions, but make it very, very brief, please. Very, very brief. Yes, I was trying to introduce Dr. Chukuma Egemba from London, who is trying to hook on with us right now. Just a few seconds, let me see if I can get him online. Dr. Chukuma Egemba. Yeah, those who have questions, you go on, please, while I connect to Dr. Chukuma Egemba from London.
Hello, Mr. Daniel.
Yeah, go on, please. Go on with your question.
I'm Meshulon Deza from Japan. So please, as a past government official, I want to ask this question, depending on the issue of election boycott in Anambra or Biafra or Igbo land. Please, I want to know if there is any reason for that, or if there is any achievement you are going to get from that by doing so, or is it proper to boycott election in our land because of the problem we are having in the government? So this is my question, sir.
Okay, sir. Please, before you answer the question, sir, let me have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Chukuma Egemba joining us from London. Dr. Egemba, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to join.
Yes, sir. With us right now as our special guest speaker is Dr. Frederick Fashel. You know him very well. He's a household name, the founder of the Odua People's Congress. Dr. Egemba, please say welcome to our guest speaker. Yeah, Dr. Egemba.
Yes, I am here. Thank you very much. I'm listening.
Okay, sir.
Welcome to the program,
Okay, now we have been asking our questions for the day, and he has indeed answered us to our satisfaction. We are now trying to ask him some questions based on the areas that need further clarifications. Right away from Japan, Echezera Udeze is asking him, as some people are campaigning for election boycott in Anambra State on November 18th, while others are saying no, there must be election. Echezra is asking our guest speaker, by word of advice, which one is better for our people? Which one is better for our people? I know that our guest speaker answered this question before, but for the sake of clarity, I would want him to take on that question once again. Dr. Frederick Fashel, please, sir. Boycotting this election and having this election, which one is better for our people?
I think the boycotting an election is self-depreciating. How do you know the outcome of an election you want to boycott? Now, and how do you have a fair election if you don't allow the election to hold? Now, what should happen is let us guarantee the safeness of our own elections. Now, people should go to the election, vote at the election, stay there, and make sure that the results are well committed, and nobody attempts to read. If you attempt to read, then you're calling for violence. Right? Those who go to the polling booth to cast their vote must stay there to defend their votes. All right, and guarantee that the election, their voting is not wasted. Right? That's the advice for everybody, and that's for everybody taking part in the election. Stand by, it's only one day. Stand by your election. When you have cast your vote, stand by the polling booth. Make sure that the votes are counted and your own votes also not discarded.
Okay, sir. Now, you had him. He has given you the answer. First of all, we agree that please, all our listeners should tune down their devices close to them. Please, tune down every device close to you because it's echoing back. Those of you who turn on Facebook Messenger, please tune down all their devices because everything is echoing back here. Okay, so that question has been answered, that it is better for us to go through election provided the election is not rigged. Once we cast our votes, we protect our votes until results are declared. So this is a message to our people who are campaigning for election boycotts. You have always heard now from those who know better. Dr. Freddy Fashion is advising our people, do not boycott election, cast your votes and protect your votes. If you fail to cast votes, if you fail to conduct election, how do you determine electoral processes in your own state? Alhaji Barebe Musa said the same thing. Dr. Chukwemeke Zife said the same thing. Hamza Mustafa Major said the same thing. Everybody, Fanny Femi Kayode said the same thing. Now we have heard now that we are going to conduct this election. Nothing will stop us from conducting this particular election. That's the answer to that. Please, the next caller, please. Let me inform our numerous callers, please. Since our guest speaker has been taking our questions, many callers have been using the very line he is engaged in. I have written a different telephone number that if you want to reach us, you call through that particular line, +49 1521 505 8159. I have already written it. Those who want to reach us or ask questions should use that line. I'm not the one people have been calling because our guest speaker is engaged in that particular line. I cannot disconnect him to take your questions. It's not possible. So please, that is the answer there. Next caller, please. Ume Maslidus, are you there? Or Uche Nokeke, who is online there? To take over.
Yeah, my Ebo Mapandare. My able guest speaker, sir, I would like to ask this question across to you. The situation on ground and the nature of the country, Nigeria, and the constitution that is guiding the nation. As a elderly man in the land, I think to ask this question to you as an elderly man on the land. Everybody used to say that power that be, like the ex-governor of Sokoto or Kaduna that we interviewed last time.
Kaduna State.
They tell us that the power, yes, the power that be will not always remain in power. So now we're beginning to ask for over 50 years of democracy or 57 years of democracy. The same power that we have been there, and they have been working against the wish of the people while we are in democracy. If indeed that this power that be can be able to allow us to practice what we desire and in terms of democracy, when this power that be is going to do so, if they cannot be able to call for national conference for we to go and said if we are able to stay in one Nigeria or if we are to answer our name Biafra. Please, what do you have to say in this regard? Thank you.
Yes, let me expand on that more. When we were interviewing Alhaji Barebe Musa, he made it clear that the problem we are having in the country is, around the elites. They are the people, that's the politicians in Abuja. They are the ones creating problems for us because they are afraid if we could restructure the federation or the country, they are going to lose some of the powers and benefits they have. Now the question is, how long should we wait for them to steer clear of the leadership before we effect some changes in the country? When they are always there, after 57 years, what do? Do we take laws into our hands or do we allow them to continue like that? So before we answer, let me explain something. Chief Obafemi Awolowo, during the 1979 to 83 electoral campaign, he said, and I quote him, that if the police fail to protect us, we are going to take laws into our hands. And then pressmen asked him, you want to be the president of this country and they're talking about taking laws into your hands. What do you mean? Awolowo said yes, that the first duty of the police is to make peace. But if the police fails to make peace, he will take laws into his own hands. And taking laws into his own hands is to help the police and make peace. He was very, very clever there. Now, sir, how long should we wait for these people to give us the chance to effect changes in the society? Where they are always there, must we continue to wait or do we take laws into our hands?
Well, we want democracy. We want federalism, true federalism. These two forms don't give room to taking law into your own hands. Violence is never democratic, right? When you talk of violence of the mob, the violence of the mob is democratic, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very, very democratic.
Yes.
But we do not want that form of democracy. We want that form of democracy that is peaceful, that is assuring, that has good end results. That's what we want. We have had violent democracy, or if we have form of government for years, and we have not derived any good from it. After almost 70 years, we're still agitating for democracy. How much longer are we going to wait to have true democracy? So we have been patient enough. Nigerian citizens have been patient enough. They have remained patient for almost 70 years. Now, the oncoming election is a true test of our integrity. Let us allow 2018 to come and demonstrate that our patience has been long standing and we do not mind to have in few months more to allow these characters to
give us way. Okay.
Waste their time and go off.
Exactly.
Now, but let us continue to educate our people on true democracy, peaceful election. All right? And tell them that those who want us to involve in violent elections are not the lovers of this country. They hate Nigeria. They don't want Nigeria to survive. Hello?
Yes, we are with you, sir.
Nigerians must change. If we want peace in our country, we must change. Let's try something else other than violence. Violence has done us no good, and it will not do us any good. So why don't we change? This current government said they were going to change, but they didn't change. They have not changed. When they were saying they would change, we clapped for them, we cheered them, but they got in there, they refused to change. That's why we are now cheering at them. So I hope and pray that the next 1 year will teach them a lesson for them to introduce a true change.
Exactly. So that is indeed what every Nigerian is praying for. That we want a change in the system. We are tired of this unitary system of government, this unitary constitution that does not favor our people. We want a constitution that favors our people, a constitution that will make us go back to the 1963 experiences. This is what we want. Everybody understands indeed that Biafra agitation, Niger Delta agitation, even the old Black People's Congress agitation is based on the lopsidedness of the country, marginalization. What we all collectively have is being manipulated by a section of the country. And we say no to this. But if and only if we could come to a round table and collectively enjoy this national cake, the idea of agitation shall be reduced drastically. This morning I was speaking favorably, with due honor, with Dr. Chukuma Egemba, who is right now with us on the program. He is indeed a die-hard Biafran, but he understands the Nigerian politics, saying that if only the powers that be could come and say, okay, let us discuss conference of ethnic nationalities, and we agree that this Nigeria belongs to everybody. We go back to the old regional system of government where each component unit practice their own government as they deem fit, having their own constitution, but paying certain percentage to the federal government for foreign policy and the military. Then that would be so good. But we are a section of the country, they say no to devolution, they say no to dissolution. The question becomes, what do we do? What do we do? So this is the answers we are trying to get from people, and this is why we are interviewing everybody that matters in our society. Good enough, everybody is speaking the same voice, the same tone. And what we are doing now, when we have, after we must have gone around in interviewing our people, we are going to write letters to them one after the other for them to hold a meeting somewhere. From there we start, because revolution that change a system starts with one person, two persons, and then three persons. Once these people begin to come together, we are going to effect some changes in the system. We remember when the French Revolution started, it was like that. They tried to change the system. Louis XIV said no until people gathered at tennis court and took a decision and stormed the Bastille. What happened? They grabbed Louis XIV and had his guillotine. Today, France is a better society. It happened in Germany against Ludwig Maximilian and very many others. We are now telling our people, for the sake of the future, our children unborn, We want to make our society a better one. We are tired of being exiles in foreign land when our own Nigerian society has all the manifold abundance to take care of our people. We are now in Germany, some people are in London, some are in America. None of us feels happy estranging ourselves from our fatherland. It is because of where we find ourselves. Nigeria makes money that can take care of every Nigerian citizen 24 hours. Germany takes care of her own citizens 24 hours every year and all year long. And Germany does not have that resources as Nigeria. But how come that the one we have is being controlled, manipulated, coveted by only a clique? Everybody is dying. We don't have good roads. We don't have hospitals. We don't have good school facilities. We no electricity, no water to drink, nothing to show for it. And yet, these people siphon our resources into foreign land. Okay, don't take them back, please. Don't take them back. Yes, go on.
Yeah, you are, in as much as what you are saying is correct, but you are deviating a little bit from the issue at hand now.
Okay, sir.
Now, from the look of things, judging from the personalities that has appeared in your program, judging from their individual opinions, which incidentally coalesce, which incidentally seems to be almost the same. Almost all the people who have appeared in your program, who happen to come from different geographical area of present Nigeria, all of them are singing almost in the same hymn sheet.
Exactly.
Almost all of them are saying the same thing.
Yes.
That the Nigerian system is dysfunctional. Nothing is working. That only a tiny minority is holding a majority of the country into ransom. Now the question is, if there is a substantial number of people across all the 6 geographical zones that are not happy with the status quo, then the question is, what can be done? What should the majority of the people who are not happy with the status quo, what can they do to effect change? Fair enough, the status quo, that is, those who are in Abuja, who are controlling Aso, who are in the Senate, the National Assembly, these are the people I can regard as the status quo. These are the people who don't want their status to change. Those are the tiny minority that are benefiting from the system, and therefore they do not want to make a change. Now, the question is, what can be done? Is there no way the majority of the people can be organized to force change? Not necessarily by force of arm, not necessarily by violence. There are other tried and tested ways of citizens wresting power from the power that be, as you normally say, people normally say, from the status quo. They can effect change. But because of the dysfunctional nature of Nigeria, because of the ethnicity diversity of the country, even though the different ethnic nationalities, they are not happy with the way things are going. But they can, through their selected individuals within the different ethnic nationalities, these are the same people that are being used, that can be used, that will continue to be used against the will of the majority of the people. Now, if you call a meeting as you are talking about now, as it's supposed to be, there are disgruntled elements, majority of them, in all the 6 political area. Many people say that, it is the North that is holding Nigeria to ransom. But incident that it is in the same North that you have the most poverty-stricken people. They have the highest number of poverty people in the North. Now, the question is, if some of their leaders are not happy with the status quo, Why can't they join forces with other people from different parts of the country, meet together, discuss together, call people out to the street? By the time they start to protest from morning to night, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 1 month, something will happen. But unfortunately, the vehicle, the means through which this can be done is very, very difficult. I don't know what Dr. Fashion you have to say about this.
Yes, honestly, before our guest speaker responds to that, Dr. Gemba, last 2 weeks we interviewed the former governor of Kaduna State, Barebe Musa Alhaji. I must be sincere with you. He emphasized exactly what you have just said now. He said that after going around and then seeking people's views, that it will be proper for us to make a list of these people that share similar views and then draft letters to them. They can then come together and begin this particular process. Alhaji Barebe Musa said it. Last time we interviewed Shetima Yerima, he equally said the same thing, and I remember I gave his number. These people are saying that we must gather ourselves together after the whole interview. We write out their names, their numbers, and they will begin to discuss among themselves. From there, they call for a meeting of all these people, and we expand the result. We expand the whole thing. Now, let me take the question back down now to our guest speaker. Dr. Freddy Fashewu, you had Dr. Chukuma Egemba, London.
Yes, well, I was discussing about an organization we called SEN, Coalition of Ethnic Nationalities of Nigeria. We were thinking in that line that out of 170 million people, you must have decent ones among them. Let us identify the decent ones and let them meet to take a decision and inform the country. And if they have to, if we must have a referendum about their decision, let's have it. But obviously, there are many Nigerians who don't like what is going on, who would want a decent change, a true change. I think it can be done. I'm sure those who are listening to what we're saying tonight will get in touch with the good ones among us and say, let us not keep watching while the country gets damaged.
Yes,
these characters, the National Assembly or the Senate, any form of, they will not do anything. They will not do anything. Those who have been identified to have been stealing our commonwealth, where are they? Where are they? In what police stations are they being held? In what courts are they being tried? So people are just deceiving the Nigerian people. They know we are gullible and they want to go on complaining us while
exactly, sir.
So the good people in this country must get together and save Nigeria.
Yes, sir. Honestly, I have to inform you, sir, on Sunday, that is 2 days away from now, exactly the same time, Professor Ango Abdullahi is our guest. This Sunday, that's 2 days away from now, same time, Professor Ango Abdullahi is our guest. And when I spoke with him 2 days ago, reminding him of this program and what the subject matter is all about, he really expressed his willingness to discuss this matter, saying indeed that he is a strong advocate of what we are saying now, outright devolution of power, or probably dissolution, whichever way that is a better option for us. So on Sunday, 8 p.m. Nigeria Biafra time, Professor Ango Abdullahi shall be online with us to say this. He made it emphatic that he has been, saying this in the north, but some people are trying to persecute him. But he keep on saying the truth, and for him to make it abundantly clearer, he is here with us on Sunday, 8 p.m. Biafra time. That is Professor Ango Abdullahi. So Now, what we agree now is that just like Alhaji Balarabe Musa suggested that after we would have gone around the federation seeking people's views, it would be good if we now draft letters to them, informing them, share their telephone numbers. They first of all discuss among themselves. After agreeing, they will now schedule a meeting for this week to meet, and from there we start this journey. This is what Alhaji Balarabe Musa suggested, and we honor him for that, sir. So when the time comes, sir, we are going to link you to this particular initiative, and good enough, Dr. Chuma Egamba in London is always there at our beck and call. Sir, please, when we call upon you, don't neglect us, sir.
By the grace of God.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, Ume Maslinos in Lagos, you have your question there, ready? Or Ozronia Francis, I don't know who is there signaling. Ume Maslinos. Okay, it appears we have lost him. Now, I remind our numerous listeners that we are broadcasting live on our satellite link, Facebook, and YouTube. Everything is streaming live simultaneously, and our guest speaker is Dr. Freddy Fasheu, and we are broadcasting from Germany, Voice of Biafra International, our satellite station. Now, Dr. Gamba, you had the response given to your question by Dr. Freddy Fasheu.
Hello.
As I said, there is a missing link, and I'm happy that it is being talked about, and prominent individuals across the board have realized that the only way out is to come together, let the people decide, and that they have accepted that after more than 50 years to 50, since approaching 55 or 60 years of wasted effort, we have to go back to basics, which is the basis for the 1963 Constitution, and also which was also directly or indirectly enacted in Aburi. So we are still going back to square one. Well, as the Lumen say, better late than never. We are late, but if we will eventually get there, that's fine. But time will tell. If and only if people will be truly honest with themselves on this matter. But we have to give it a go and see how it will turn out. But yes, I'm quite sure that there is a lot of goodwill out there for people to make a change, and it is time to start doing that.
Yes, exactly. Dr. Jamba, beyond after we have finished conducting interviews around the people among the people that matter, I'm going to make available all their telephone numbers and send to you so that we start organizing, because Alhaji Balarabe Musa was emphatic that it is not enough to interview and remain silent, that after the whole interviews, we are going to come together. Those of us that agree, we are going to come together and then begin to pressure the rest of the society. So, Dr. Igaba, please, this is what we are going to do.
That's fine. If I get this said, I will either, if it's required, if they are all on WhatsApp, or I find another means to get them together, and then we take it from there.
Yes, and I have to inform you equally that Major Hams and Mustafa stated the same thing. And I also have to include his numbers so that you begin to reach out to them, because I know you are good at mobilization. So all these people are really willing to effect some changes in the system for the interest of the citizenry. That's what is happening now. Okay, now let me see if we have all around callers have been bombarding us through the line. We get our guest speaker, but we cannot give them that excuses. Now let me know if. Let me show. Oh, it is disconnected. So, please. Okay, I'm sorry. The person that was calling before got disconnected. Is quite unfortunate. So, fellow compatriots, fellow Nigerians, fellow Biafrans, Let me still remind you once again that our guest speaker today is Dr. Fred Fashil. We have indeed exhausted our questions for him, and the floor is still open for our numerous listeners to throw in their questions. But if you don't have anyone right now, maybe due to a communication breakdown, we can then call it a day by asking Dr. Chuegemba to pass a vote of thanks, to give us a vote of thanks. Let me see if our callers are still there. Let me see, just 2 seconds. Okay, so Dr. Gamba, please. It is almost 2 hours we started, 1.5 hours we started this program, and I promised our guest speaker that the program will only last for 1 hour. We wouldn't want to stress it so much, and he has indeed tried for us. I don't know, Dr. Gamba, if you have something, some words for him by way of thank you.
Yes, I will only say thank you, Dr. Mashol, for accepting this invitation to come into air your view, let people know where you stand on issues of national importance. And I will also want to say that for the past 50 years, our people have been deceived and our people have been lied to. Those who don't understand what is happening, they keep on saying Nigeria is the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable, this and that. But they don't. Most of them don't understand what is happening. Now, I want to say this: truth, or rather, lies, distortion of facts, have expiry date. Lies, distortion of facts, deceiving people have expiration date. No matter how long it will take, it will expire. So the lies have expired now. More people and more people are becoming wiser and wiser. They can read beyond propaganda. They are now beginning to realize that they have been lied to all this time by their politicians, by those who claim to be their leaders and so on and so forth. Therefore, in preparation to the expiration and the expiredness of this, people have to regroup, and it is only the people. I believe in people. I believe in masses. I believe in people's masses, and it is only the people that can deliver the country. In as much as I will not going to give up on my expression of freedom for my people of Biafra, but at the same time, I know that most other people from different parts of the country want also freedom. I am not going to deny them in my own freedom, because if I want freedom, others want freedom. If I am free, I want others to be free in one form or another. Therefore, those who are in support of alternative way to moving forward in the country, we have to step forward. Thank you very much for those who have had the opportunity to tune in, who had the patience to tune in. Thank you for our visitor. And as the moderator said, when you are called upon, please answer the call and let us act together and see what we can do to serve our generation to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Edwin from London. Now, go on, please.
Yeah, actually, from Japan. I want to make a request from our guest today. So please, I want to just plead with you to join hands with us in this issue. Since I have heard from you and you sound so nice and so good, I want to plead with you to help us in organizing Yoruba youth, because this country, Nigeria, belongs to the youth. So I want to plead with you to organize the Yoruba youth, because if you are organizing Igbo youth, other people are organizing outside youth. Let the youth join hands together in taking what belongs to them. Because this nation belongs to the youth. They are the one that should come out and take what belongs to them. So I am pleading with you that you help us to mobilize Yoruba youth and sensitize them about what is going on in our country. For them to also to join this movement of better Nigeria, of better everything about the country. As we continue in our education for Biafra, let's organize the youth and educate them on what it takes. But it is because nobody is telling this youth the truth, nobody is directing them. That's why a lot of people come deceive them, both the politicians, both so-called freedom fighters, they deceive them, fool them, and taking them to early death. So, sir, I pleaded with you that you help us to mobilize Yoruba youth and educate them on what they're supposed to know on their rights in the country. Because it's because
Thank
of
you.
most of us know
Thank you.
our right. That's why things is going wrong every day. But the moment we know our right, nobody will deceive us to die. Nobody will deceive us to go and fight MG and that will destroy our future. Sir.
Very true. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I share your views, and I know it is always said that the future belongs to the youth. I believe the youth must themselves swing into action now. There's a popular adage on the person that says, the young shall grow. So the youth of today are the elders of tomorrow. And as you make your bed, so you shall lie on it. Let the youth everywhere listen to this program weekly and come up with suggestions to build a group of Nigerians, mainly youth, so that we can together build up Nigeria of our dream. I wish you well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for having the patience, the understanding to being with us for almost 2 hours now. We are indeed gratified. And like I said earlier on, we are tied to you by compulsory gratitude. We have heard you and we are delighted. We are compiling. In the long run, we are going to signal everybody for the best people in our society, those who wish our people well, to begin an internal discussion. From there, it will be expanded. I have to inform you indeed that Alhaji Barare Musa is very, very passionate about it all. That was a mandate he gave to us immediately after the interview 2 weeks ago. So he said that once we agree, he's going to kickstart the whole issue and bring the best people together. And we're going to pressurize the system to be changed. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. And may God bless you abundantly and give you more years for you to be with us, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
Remain blessed, sir.
I wish you well too.
Thank you
May
very much.
God continue to bless you. And may God continue to manage Nigeria. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir.
Have a nice weekend.
Good luck, sir. And bye-bye, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, fellow Biafrans, fellow Nigerians, for your patience. We indeed have concluded our discourse with our special guest speaker, Dr. Freddy Fashion. We have asked him our questions that border on national polity. We have asked him questions on Biafra and even general elections, and he has answered us, to our own general satisfaction. We thank him 1,000 times. We are now informing you that in 2 days' time, precisely on Sunday, 12th of this month, November, Professor Ango Abdullahi is our guest. We shall ask him the same questions and we hear from him. We are going around the country to seek people's views, opinions, for us to know how we bring ourselves together and effect some changes in the system. It can never remain like this all the time at all. We cannot afford to remain exiles forever and our children inheriting the same thing from us. We must go home and home we must go. Every hand must be on deck. We are equally appealing to Dr. Chuma Egemba in London, who is so much passionate about the whole thing for Biafra or a well-restructured Nigerian Federation. We understand their passion, their zeal, and we are appealing to you that beyond the round of interviews, we are going to make available to you the list of the people we have interviewed and the telephone numbers. We'll start connecting them, preparing for this particular conference of similar minds. Like I told you, once we start, the first person we would like you to reach is Alhaji Ararebe Musa. He's always there. He was emphatic that this power that suffocates our people will soon phase out, and we are going to emerge victorious. We are not going to relent at all because we are tired of this particular system. Those who don't want us to have the knowledge over us, and they make it very, very possible for us not to see the light of the day. We must say no to this. This is the essence of having this Voice of Biafra International. We are not here to insult, abuse anybody. We are not here to insult anybody's sensibility. We are asking people's views, building bridges, extending olive branch. This is what we are here for, and nothing more. And while we are here, please let me make it once again clearer. We are not asking anybody to contribute money for Voice of Biafra International. No. Let me repeat. We are not asking anybody to contribute money for Voice of Biafra International. If anybody is asking you to donate or ask you to pay through our Facebook or YouTube, whatever, no. Tell them that Voice of Biafra International is not asking anybody to give us any money. Politicians try to reach us for campaign in their own support. We told them, no, we are not here to campaign for any particular party, and we don't want your money. Vobi is being sponsored by the bim-massob family under Chief Ralph Wazike, and we are contented with that. Besides, I am not idle. The moderator is not idle. I do my legitimate work and I earn my monthly salary. So we are not asking our poor people to contribute for us. I make it abundantly clear once again. Do not, for anybody to come and ask you to contribute, do not make inquiries from us, and we shall tell you, don't pay anything. We don't require your money. Rather, we are trying to see how best we can help our people live a better life. Thank you once again for being with us. Thank you for your patience and for your understanding. And we tell you, tomorrow is Saturday. There is no broadcast except on Sunday, 8 p.m. Biafra time. But an hour before the time, we shall commence with series of Biafra traditional folk music. Thank you once again for being with us, and may God bless you. Thank you, Dr. Egemba, for being with us. Thank you, Echezera Odes, for being with us. Thank you, Ume Maslinos. Thank you, Uche DG, Jude Chijoke, and host of others. We really appreciate your concern and your patriotism, and may God remain and bless you abundantly. Thank you very much. Hold on, please. Yeah, hello. Yeah, please hold on, please. Let me go up there before we talk.